everybody, and welcome to Bullet Journaling for Chaos Gremlins. Oops, I've got the wrong window up there. I need to pop that out. Just a second here. Today I am joined by Faye and Moonflower, and theoretically, I hope they will join me in our little exercise that I'm going to lead us in today, because I have ideas. How are you guys doing today?
I'm doing okay.
Yeah, same.
Okay. Alright, fair enough.
I'm here to mod mostly.
Yeah, you're here to mod mostly. Okay, maybe Faye will do this with me. I have an idea.
I mean, if I have the ability to do it, I probably will.
What you're gonna
I have the
need
ability than you do.
is 2 to 3 pages in your journal, or 2 to 3 pages to write some shit down. And if you want scribble paper before you put something nice into your journal, you may want to use that first. That's what you guys need. That's what everybody needs for the project today. If you're going to join us, I'm excited. I was thinking about this. You see,
I has pretty notebook ready.
excellent. Okay, so I have to move my keyboard now, I think. Hopefully I'm not going to need it again for a while.
Good enough.
Hopefully that's not going to crash onto the floor, but I suspect it will. Let's see here. Come on.
Leah.
Hey, Leah. Hello. I am excited. I'm just trying to get my keyboard to sit in a way that I'm sure it's not going to crash on the floor. Okay. So, this idea was inspired by Fantasine. Fantasine had a suggestion for my self-care bingo layout. Where did I put it? I don't even remember where I put things right now. Forgive me, by the way, I sound rough. I know I have a cold or something. It's a chest cold. I sound like hell. I often sound grumpy when I am sick like this. I assure you, I am not at all grumpy. If anything, I'm in a wonderful mood, aside from the fact that I can't breathe. But I took some cough syrup, and, we'll see how it goes, right? So, forgive me, I'm not grumpy at all. But anyway, Fantasine last time had a suggestion for my self-care bingo. And that was this. What? That's the wrong way. I forgot. Okay, there. Dream big. Take some time. Hail hydrate. Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
As the crackle of a can pops open.
Tink, as they say in the Joshi Core and Discord community, right? But, awesome. Hey, Quill, good to see you. Okay, so the suggestion was dream big. Take some time to do some big dreaming about, what the possibilities are with things that you might want to do. And I was like, that's a great idea. How would I do that? So we're going to do that today. This is the exercise we're going to do. So if you're going to participate and you just got here, what you're going to need is about 2 to 3 pages in your journal. You're going to need at least 2. Right? Or, if you prefer to do things in a scribble book before that, you might want to get that, or some note paper, or whatever. That's what you're going to need. Right? And your favorite pen. And if you want to decorate things as you go, you're going to want that too. Oh, we're not going to look at that yet. Okay, so. Now, I have other things that I want to do today. I want to show you my bookshelf layout thingy, my bookshelf spread that is all, it's, I don't know, 3/4 done, that I'm doing for the books I've read this year. I did not film the creation of it like some folks do in the community, because I wasn't sure about it. It was an experiment. I haven't taken out the colored pencils in a long time to do art, and I wasn't sure if I was going to show it, because I wasn't sure if I was confident in it. But I actually am confident in it, so I'm going to start doing some more colored pencil art in my journal, and I promise you I will film the next one. But in the meantime, Okay, I am going to leave myself a good... Okay, that's something else that I'm doing. This is stuff at the back of my journal. I have learned that I'm going to have about 20 pages or so at the end of this journal that will not be used for my next month's layout, so it's time to order a new book. I am disappointed in that the notebook that I wanted from Notebook Therapy has apparently not actually been available from them for a while. Just somebody forgot to take it off the Canadian site. I am
It
bummed.
was available when I posted it, so.
It actually wasn't. It said it was, but it's been not available for some time, right? And Aaron, it didn't say that is the thing, right? Somebody forgot to remove it. Aaron didn't find out till he tried to order it. So, not your fault. It said it was available. It just wasn't, right? Oops, somebody made a mistake. God knows it happens. And if they're maintaining multiple international sites at Notebook Therapy, if one site got missed, I would definitely do that. So, I'm not mad at them. And I'm not upset at anybody else. I'm just disappointed because I really wanted it because it was a moon rabbit. But, there's other journals out there. And I gave Aaron some options of things I was looking at. And we'll find out which one we're going to get. No big deal. I'll wait for the next one. Moon tells me that things generally become available again within a few months. So I'm just going to keep an eye on it and seize it when it shows up.
At least from what I noticed.
Yeah.
I only go on the site every couple months.
Yeah, this is Notebook Therapy. So if anybody else knows about Notebook Therapy and whether, that's a thing, you can let me know. Okay, we're going to do our exercise here. So today we're going to dream big. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to divide one page into 4 quarters. So I'm going to put my title on here because I saved a sticker. And this is, you guys know this one by now. This is the Shine Bright Journal sticker set. Moon has this set too.
I found the issue.
What's that?
You were trying to order one of the ones that is out of stock in B5 only.
I don't
It's
want...
still in stock, just not in B5.
I didn't want B5. I wanted A5.
When we were discussing it yesterday...
No, that's not what I said. You misheard me twice, actually. Which doesn't surprise me because I can hardly talk because I'm sick. So.
I mean, yesterday it said... Never mind.
Do you think Aaron tried to order the wrong size?
Yesterday.
Yes, I know we were, and you repeated B5 twice, and I said no, A5, and I typed A5 to Aaron to make sure he heard it, because I knew I wasn't being heard well. And I don't know, maybe he tried to order the wrong size. I suppose we can look into that. I hope that's true, actually, because if he tried to order B5, then...
Check our page just to make sure. Because I was like, I hope I didn't mess up. So
it's okay, Moon. Maybe. It's not about you at all. Relax. It's okay. I love you. It's fine. You didn't do anything wrong. I promise.
I'm trying to help you out. Relax. I'm not being defensive. I'm trying to help.
Okay, I see. Okay, cool. Well, I hope you're right. We'll check that. All right.
Maybe it's out of stock in Canada. Who knows?
All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to divide this into 4 quarters, which is, kind of weird with this particular line journal because the lines are like 11 and like a third millimeters across. I don't know. So, yeah, 5.5, probably about here. We'll call it there, because that's close enough. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So we're going to want to make that at the 13th line. Well, okay. I'm like, that doesn't look right, but I trust my mace, I think. Well, I'm going to get a different pen for that, because that's clearly not doing what I want it to do. That's okay. You guys get to see my process, which is a bunch of screw-ups and then me covering it up, generally. Like that, for example. Great, okay. Okay, so I don't understand what happened there. Okay, I was about to put my music back on.
Ready for coffee.
Coffee is good. There you go. That's what I want. Okay. So, yay for coffee indeed. I want you to think back in time. Once upon a time, there was a little child. Maybe they were just about to enter school. Maybe they hadn't quite made it there yet. They were having a good day. So even if you had a, crappy childhood, which, hey, some of us did, right? This was a great day full of innocence and possibility and optimism and imagination and let's pretend. And somebody asked that child, who was you, a question. And that question was, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want you to write down that question and the answer. And I don't care what that is, right? Like, if you want it to be a dragon, that's fine, right? It doesn't have to be realistic. It doesn't have to be practical. It doesn't have to make money. Nothing, right? I don't want any of that. Don't even consider that. You were a child. All the imagination of possibility was ahead of you, and somebody asked you what you wanted to be when you grew up. What was your answer?
I had several answers over the years.
Do they have anything in common?
Yeah, they did actually.
My answer was probably a writer. When I got to the next stage, that was my answer. But as a very little child, I think I wanted to be an astronaut. You can have multiple answers too, right? I wanted to be an astronaut. I don't know about the rest of you, but I wanted to be a dragon. And a dancer. I'm not sure if I still want that professionally, but yeah, no, we're not going there yet. We'll get there, but we're not there yet.
I want to be a dragon even more now.
Ice skater, sure. So Quill says, there's not anything I wanted as a child that I didn't obtain within the next 10 years. I can't tell if that's sad or impressive. Yes, maybe. But we're not editing that. The answer to mine is good question. That's okay too. If you really have to, leave it blank, but I want you to try to think of something. You know, don't make anything up, but like I remember thinking I wanted to, I don't know, drive a fire truck. Like, whatever, you know, we all had little things like that, even if it was a passing fancy, right? Yeah, does not have many first-hand memories from before age 12 to 14. I wonder if that's what, you know, Leo was thinking too, because not sure of anything pre 9 years old. I have a few memories from when I was like 1.5 and 2.
Really?
I do. I saw Star Wars in the theater. I was 2 years old. I remember. Mom said there's no way I could remember, but I gave her the details. I remember. It's fine, Moon. No judgment. Yeah, I mean, not everybody does form memories easily. For example, those who suffer from aphantasia may find memories of early childhood difficult. My partner, Jamie, also autistic and aphantasia, doesn't remember a good deal of his childhood. Do you remember Star Trek Generations from early childhood? Ha! That dates you, Lee. I know roughly how old you are now.
I was going to argue it could have been reruns up until she said that they saw it in theaters.
Yeah. Yep. Why? Because I'm a Star Trek fan. Quill says, something I've noticed with aphantasia people is that they have more memories of 1 to 3 than other people, and then like nothing after that. Just blank after age 3. Well, 0 to 3. I know how age works. I know how numbers work. Okay. You guys had enough time for that one? You've picked out something or decided you couldn't? Either way, it's cool. Alright, we're gonna fast forward a little bit from that moment, okay? Now, you are, I don't know, about a preteen. You're not yet in high school. Maybe you're in middle school. You're still a child. But now you've had some, you know, realism drummed home to you. You're aware you can't be a dragon. But you still had optimism and you still had a lot of choices. And somebody asked you the question, what do you want to be when you grow up? Because it's time for you to start thinking about what you're going to study in high school. And they were a little bit more serious about it and they wanted you to think about it. And you had an answer. What was that answer? Nice. Singer, opera, or Broadway? Awesome. For referees, I am a legal hobbit. I am 5 feet tall, Leah. We can do it together. I also have furry feet. Haha.
Aw, Moon. Hugs.
Aww. You know what? Even if it's sad, even if it makes you feel like, oh, but that's not possible, and no. If you wanted to do it, if you were passionate about it, write it down. We will confront the sadness. We'll get there. At this point, I still wanted to be an astronaut somewhat. But I had also decided I wanted to be a writer. I read Stephen King's book, Dance Macabre, which is not his best-known book on writing. His best known book on writing is called On Writing, and it's great. But this one is about an examination of science fiction and horror and, speculative fiction in general and writing it as a process. And something he said in it really struck me. Right? And that was, if you got locked in a cell and all you had was your own blood or dirt to write in, would you still write? Then you're a writer. And I'm like, yeah, I would. So I guess I'm a writer. I was already writing stories and creating things by that time. So I was like, okay, clearly this is what I need to do with my life. Tea instead of coffee because body is not happy? That's no good, Sonny. Hey, Rue. Good to see you. Sorry the child is being annoying. This was when you first remember writing. You never dreamed of being a professional at it. I haven't necessarily said yet that anything you choose here required you to make money. It's just, what did you want to do?
You didn't, but the other adults who posed that question to preteen us definitely intended for it to be something that generated money.
Isn't it sad that at that age, children are already being asked that question? Don't you think that that's sad that they have that goal? Because you see, the first thing that people told me, right, and this is part of what we're going to confront. We're going to get here, okay? Right? I said, I want to be a writer. And instead of encouraging me, everybody said, get something practical first.
Yup.
Dudes, nothing's practical. Okay? There is nothing practical. Most people currently change careers, not jobs, careers, 8 times an average in their lifespan. You go to work, say you are paying the bills, right? You're doing the job in the meantime. Hey, federal employees in the United States who have been working for departments for 25 plus years just got fucking fired. There is nothing stable in this world for a job. So,
Nope.
I think thinking about it like that, especially if you are Generation X or younger, is a mistake because it's not going to happen. I mean, it's part of the generation gap, right? It's part of what boomers don't get, right? We've never had a world that we've grown up in where that's been possible, right? So if you're going from job to job to job and nothing's stable, that's not about you, man. That's about the world. Yeah. Quill says, if you wake up in the morning and you can't think of anything but X first, then you're supposed to be an X girl. Whoopi Goldberg, Sister Act 2. Yep. In the movies it's Singer, but it applies to everything. It certainly does. Yeah. Yeah, nobody should be discouraged from what they want to do ever. I agree with you. And that's what we're going to confront, my friends. We are going to get all of that bullshit out of the way. But in order to do that, what we have to do is first go back to what do we really want? And what did we really want when we were children? And we're going to evaluate that and see if some of that is still something that we want. Right? And what I mean by that is something we want, not something that we think is possible, not something that we think is realistic, not something that we think will, make the family happy. None of that. We're not getting into any of that. We're talking about what we want. Moon says, didn't really mean make money, more meant never really wanted to release the writing, as in keep it for myself and not be defined by the outside world, I guess. That's cool. Okay, now we're going to get to the tough stuff. We're about to leave high school. Now, however we did that, a lot of us did it in different ways. Usually when people do this exercise, they're like, you're about to go to college. Dudes, I didn't have the fucking money to go to college, okay? Right? I did not go to college. Right? And I know a lot of us don't have the money to go to college. Sadly, because they took that attitude of when you go to college throughout school, it was quite the culture shock to realize that I did not have the money to go to college. Nor did I have the support. As a teenager, I was a mess, okay? My childhood was a shit show. I suffer from PTSD as a result of it. I did not have the support to do scholarships where I might have been able to circumvent the money issue, right? Or apply for grants, or, apply properly for a student loan. And by the time I got to my senior year in high school, I had no idea who I was or what I wanted because of the way in which I was raised, right? This is the kind of stuff we're here to confront, right? And I didn't want to go to school and spend thousands of dollars on something when I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. Remember, I wanted to be a writer, but people didn't want me to be a writer, right? They wanted me to do writing adjacent stuff. Go into journalism, they said. I wasn't interested in journalism. I wanted to be a creative writer. Oh, but an arts degree is not practical. Okay. So we're facing all of that shit. We're confronting all of that emotional shit. Or maybe, maybe we had to leave home early. I had to leave home early, right? And, what our plans were derailed. Maybe we were a kid who was into shit we shouldn't have been in as a kid, right? Maybe we had an addiction we had to deal with. Maybe we were, had to deal with an early pregnancy, right? Maybe, or maybe we did go to college, right? And do everything the right way. But maybe our parents told us to do something and we did that, but that's not what we wanted to do. So we're here. We're about to leave high school. And somebody asked us the question, what do you want to do with your life? What was our answer? It's okay to not have one.
Oh, that was a mood.
Notice that I've still got some, hopes where I felt questionable about it, but my stuff I wanted to be a writer, I wanted to travel, and maybe I wanted to be a rock star. Sorry about the coughing, gang. Oh yeah, read my last announcement there from Stream Elements. I finally got a Throne account, guys. Mostly it's filled with bullet journaling stuff. Okay. We knew this was happening, didn't we? Yeah, we did. Okay. So we've had a few minutes for that. The time is now. Here you are. You are a grown-up. Theoretically. I assume most of you are grown-ups. Because this channel should be for grown-ups. I swear too much. The time is now. And there's something that you wanted to do with your life. But maybe you didn't do it. And if you could do it all over again, you would do that. Now, I'm not talking about whether or not you think this is possible, or realistic, or whether you can afford it, or whether anybody would support it. I don't give a shit about any of that. There's something that you want to do. A dream. What is it?
You know what I'm learning? I'm learning that I'm boring.
Who says you're boring? What is this judgment value?
I am.
Why are
My
you
dreams
boring?
are boring.
Oh yeah?
Because yeah.
Share?
They're all very practical and have been since a young age. And not because, society or people were making them be that way. Apparently I was practical even as a kid.
That's okay, I still want to be a writer. I still want to perform music. I want to make art. And I want to make the world a better place. And I want good relationships. I mean, I'm not saying that you can't pick things that you're already doing, right? Or working on doing, right? This is kind of like that core values exercise you sometimes do in therapy, right? What are the things you really want, in your life? What are the things that matter to you, right? These are things that matter to me. I want to be creative, right? I want to make the world a better place, and I want good relationships and, inner peace. That's what I really want. Yeah, that's not exciting. Inner peace. But you see, I'm a grown-up, and this is what I really want. And I don't have to impress anybody. Right? I'm not here to win anybody else's approval. I know, easy said, not easy done, right? A lot of us have, childhood trauma that makes us people pleasers. A lot of us are, neurodiverse, which tends to make us want to reflect with other people, makes us people pleasers, right? I don't give a shit what other people want. That's what I want. Okay, I lie. Of course I give a shit what other people want, right? But I'm saying if I could have whatever I wanted with nothing else to stand in my way, that's what I want. Oh, thank you, James. James says, Sable, you make it a better place by being in it with me. I hope so. If I am doing that, then I am doing it right. The friends in your life should feel like if someone is truly a friend, here's a good gauge, guys. I mean, you don't always know, when your internal filter is broken because of childhood damage, right? Is the world a better place because somebody you associate with is in it? If so, that's a real friend. Anybody who doesn't meet that definition, they're not a friend. You don't need them. So stop trying to impress them. Who gives a shit? Okay. Now that we've done this, we've confronted some feelings, right? I hope most of you have. I certainly have. Thinking about what I wanted to do, how I was, taken awry, right? The first question you want to ask yourself is, what do all these goals have in common? Throughout the whole period, right, there's still going to be things that these have in common. It's my opinion that will guide you to your core self. Who you really are, what you really want, right? The things that these have in common are kind of what you're really after. Now, I gotta tell you, I'm gonna tell you that there are sometimes things where maybe you did your dream, right? Or one of your goals, and you didn't like it. So at one time I was a professional musician, right? I was a lead singer of a goth rock band. We were actually starting to make a name for ourselves in indie music. And we had a couple of big hits on mp3.com. The band was called Gallows Hill. This was about the turn of the millennium. Somewhere there is old footage of me doing this band, which I really liked. I hated the music business because it was so backstabby. Everybody was all about, you spent more time promoting than you did making the music, and everybody was so high school critical of each other. I hated travel, being away from the people I cared about. It was lonely and depressing. I hated the party scene that was part of the music business. I mean, it's just rock, right? Rock music, after your gig, everybody goes and drinks. Or, does something else. That's not my scene. I don't like it. So when the band fell apart, I didn't keep pursuing it. Because I didn't like the business. I still like making music, though. I'm still doing that. So clearly, admiration wasn't part of my goal. It wasn't what I really wanted. What I wanted was to make the music, right? So, what do all these have in common? Most of them are creative. So I want to do creative stuff. Most involve some travel. So clearly I like traveling. Just not for, a long time. Without people that I care about, right? All require natural curiosity. I find the world a wondrous place, and I want to explore it. All require problem solving. I like to think. And here's an observation that is particular to me, and I don't know if it applies to anybody else, but it's something that's particular to me, and I'm going to put it down there anyway because I want you guys to kind of see, the kind of things you're looking for. When I lived at home with my family of origin, everything involved escape. I wanted to be an astronaut or a dragon. You can't get farther from the world than that, I wanted to be a writer so I could be in other worlds in my brain, even if I wasn't in other worlds in reality, right? Adventure, that's a good one. Yeah, I guess you're right. Adventure is part of it too. I'm going to include that. Thank you for the observation, Quill. And same, escape, right? Says James, but when I left home and found peace, well, I'll say a supportive environment. Escape was no longer necessary. I don't know if I'm spelling that right today, but I don't care.
Looks right.
Thanks. Thanks, Faye. I appreciate you checking. All involve adventure. You're not wrong about that. Yeah, adventure. So let's think about that, and to some extent, right? All involve adventure. Adventure by nature requires risk. So one thing I have to accept is that if I'm going to pursue any of these dreams, any of these desires, I have to accept risk. Which brings us to the next thing. Okay, our next thing is, of these goals, if nothing were standing in your way, and if there were no needs to consider but your own, which ones would you still want to do? Notice I did not say which ones are still realistic to do. Which ones would you still want to do? I'm asking myself the same question. And I'm wondering if I should separate some things, right? Because, I mean, if there was no obstacles, I like doing all of these things. I probably would still want to do all of them. Well, except being a dragon. Yeah. Of these goals, if nothing were standing in your way, and if there were no needs to consider but your own, which ones would you still want to do?
Shouldn't it be all of them?
It can be. This is what I'm thinking about, right? Like, do I still want to do all of these, including be a dragon? Well, I don't really want to be a dragon full time. I wouldn't mind being able to shapeshift into a dragon. You know, and then go back to being a human, because I like my body. It's fun. It does fun things for me. Except, you know, when it's got a cold. Half dragon then? Exactly, right? So, yeah. You know.
Yeah, I misunderstood. I thought we were only going to talk about the adult goals. I'm like, shouldn't they all be?
I mean, I can be a dragon as a writer for a brief period of time, right? I don't know. It's a thing, right? But then, okay, so would I still want to do all of them if it was just about doing the things? Sure. But when I reevaluate, so maybe that should be a separate question, I'm wondering, right? The separate question being, have your experiences changed your mind about any of these? Okay, well, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to be a dancer anymore, and I don't want to be a rock star, right? And the reason why is not because I don't like dancing or because I don't like making music, but I don't like the business, right? I don't like the competition, right? I don't like the you know, I don't want to be in high school for the rest of my life. I'm not interested in backstabbing and status and bullshit. I have better things to do with my life. I am not interested in that. I don't want to play that game. I don't like people who play that game, right? I don't want to associate with them. I have no urge to impress anybody that I don't actually like. I don't want to do it, right? I'm just not fucking interested. So I don't really want to pursue dancing because I know that can be like that. And I don't really want to pursue rock music because I know that can be like that. I want to make music. If it happens to be successful, bonus, right? But yeah, so if nothing were standing in my way, I'd still like to do all of them. If you've decided that, yeah, I wanted to be a dancer, but it turns out that I didn't think dancing was that fun, that's okay. That's where we're at, right? That's what we're looking at. Now, okay, so this is a loaded question. Is there anything you would no longer like to do based on your experiences? Why I say that, I'm hesitant to ask the question in this way, is because for some of us, you know, we were discouraged due to trauma or abusive people or something like that. And I actually want to get that kind of stuff out of the way, right? But practical considerations is what I'm kind of going for here. Like what I was talking about there. I don't like the entertainment business.
That's why I don't want to be a teacher anymore.
Yeah? You don't like
Yeah.
the teaching business?
No.
Fair?
I wanted to teach like really low functioning special need kids. And now that a lot of schools have the mindset of give up on those kids, they'll pass anyway. I don't like that.
Yeah, fair enough. I am sorry to hear you are sleepy, Sonny.
Take a nap. Nap time, Sonny.
Leah is also sleepy. It's a sleepy day. I'm probably going to go for a nap as soon as we're done, to be honest with you. I'm still sick. So, this is day 2 of a cold. I was really excited about this stream and this idea today, guys. So I didn't want to miss this. But I gotta tell you, if I still feel like this tomorrow, if I do stream, it'll be a no camera and we'll be doing like For the Words battles or something. Because I don't want to talk and this much. My throat hurts, right? Wait. What the hell fell down now? Oh, okay. Fair enough, Sonny. That sucks. Okay, now that we've considered this question. Of all these goals, is there something that still makes you passionate and joyful when you think of doing it?
Yay, treats for the kitty.
Yay! Little voids, you like little voids, Leah? That's cool. I don't have any voids. I have an old man orange amputee named Scooter, who very much has get off my lawn energy. He's about 18 years old. And he once fought off 2 great horned owls. And that was after his amputation. Right? Then I have 2 gray fluffs who were at once kittens that were strays that the old man brought home, figured mom needed to take care of the kitties. And their names are Ash and Smokey, because they're smoke gray and white. And Smokey is a chonker, and all she wants is love and food and pets and warm. And Ash is a little gremlin who thinks that my journaling supplies are an invitation to play with him with the cat toys. And then we now have one more named Teddy, who had no place to go when his owner had to move, so he came to us, and he is a scaredy kitty. He's like this giant, gotta be part Maine Coon. He's huge, right? At least twice or 3 times the size of the other cats. He is dark smoke gray with silver tips and very fluffy, and right now he is hidey. He hides under the bed, and he hides behind the couch, you know. So I don't really know him yet. We're working on it. We're running him over. Okay. You've had time to think about it. Is there still something that makes you passionate? That when you think about doing it, you just get this excitement. You're like, yeah, if I could do that, that would be fucking awesome. So now that you've had that feeling, if you're not doing it, what's stopping you? Now, one might argue, okay, but Sable, you're a writer. You've published stories. You've published books. You're a SIFWA member. You're doing writing. You'd be right. But, as people know... Oh, no, wait, James, don't run off if you can wait. Because... I got this package, you see. Okay. So I'll just finish this here. Yes, big package. So, okay, I would argue... I will interrupt to do the package because I know that James has to go, but I'm going to finish what I was getting at first. Okay, yeah, I am being a writer, but I've been not really pursuing it very heavily for a while because I went through a really bad experience online. I had a breakdown, and I became scared of interacting with the online community, right? So I was afraid of rejection. I didn't have the spoons to continue pursuing things. I felt like my career was basically sunk and there was no point, right? So that's what's stopping me, even though it technically isn't stopping me and didn't stop me before. But I'm going to write that down and we're going to confront that. Because a lot of our things that are stopping us are our own obstacles. And this is part of what I'm trying to illustrate here, right? So, okay, I'm going to write that down in a minute, but first I'm going to open up this package because James made me promise to open the packages on stream. And he has to go to bed. big package is actually 2 packages. The shit did you get me, James? You're insane. Alright. Oh! Dice Tomes. Tome of Cadence, the perfect addition to any fantasy role player's collection. Dice Tomes are exquisitely themed RPG dice sets. Ooh! The Tome of Cadence is perfect for bards, skalds, and songsmiths whose melodies pluck at the threads of reality. Oh, that's awesome! Oh, look at this. I see why it is a tome. It looks like a book. I like it already. Me and the book goblin. Book! Book is book!
I love Book Goblin.
Me too. Book Goblin is my new best friend. I don't know Book Goblin at all. I love it. I would get along with this character.
I feel like I would get along with both of them, and I would wind up being the mediator. I would wind up being the mediator.
Yeah, probably. Oh, look at that! Oh, it's awesome! And like a little rolly space there. Ooh, token coin. Oh, those dice are so pretty. I love it's got the musical note. Is that my 20? Yes, that's my 20, the musical note. Okay, cool. I would be disappointed if it were the 1. I'm glad it's the 20. Oh, no, hey, they've done one better here, I think.
Oh, those are so pretty.
Yeah, they're gorgeous. I will DM what the colors are for whom. That's awesome. Thank you. That's beautiful. Okay, let's see what the other package is. Although that's already, you know, fucking cool. You know what? I gotta... Okay. Which side is this? Oh, okay. I just flipped all the dice over. Okay. And that's why we have this in here, to keep the dice from doing that. More? Tome of Wizardry? Tome of the Divine. James, you're awesome. Okay, so James said the dice are still on the way. I didn't realize he meant like 3 sets with their own carrying cases. Holy shit, James. Thank you so much. I know he's not going insane. I know he has... he currently is in a situation where I know this is not breaking his bank. Otherwise, I would be very upset. But, thank you. These are cool. Ooh. Magic circles and spells token. Oh, I love the pearlescent blue. That's pretty. And our symbol is... Ah, okay. That's that eye there that's on the cover.
They're blue.
Yes, pretty sparkly pearl blue. Like a moonstone blue. That's awesome. That is so cool, James. Alright, now we eagerly have to open up the third one. Bards, Clerics, and Wizards. These are what I play. Depending on different characters. I like to joke that Sable is the party cleric. Oh, these are silver. Ooh. Oh, look at that. Oh, a radiant light symbol for the divine symbol there. Well, those are gorgeous. Like a lunar silver. That's beautiful. You may have to add these to your throne list, not gonna lie. Yeah, I guess, right? James, thank you so much. These were lovely. I cannot wait to play with these. That is absolutely awesome. I am really excited about this. And he sent me a message, so let's see. Oh! One for each of us!
Oh, cool.
Ah! So these are not all for me. That is cool. These are for me and my partners. That is even cooler. I should not have opened them all up before I saw your message. Apparently this one is mine. This one is for Aaron. And this one is for Jamie. That's awesome. Thank you, James. They're gorgeous. You know what? I cannot wait to give them to them. That is amazing. You're totally right. This is my favorite. I love the little rolly space.
Yeah.
Well, this is a good Star Trek die, because so far it's rolled a 1, a 2, and a 3. Star Trek, the low score is good. Is this a high rolling die? Yep, we got an 18 and a 14. There was a 2. There was a 14. 17. Yeah, okay. And so keep them separate. This one's for D&D and that one's for Star Trek. Got it. Okay. Do you guys do that too? Are you superstitious about your dice?
Yes.
Yeah, I am superstitious about my dice. If I move the black stuff out of the way, the tome is like one. Oh. Yeah, I could use that for a rolling space too. You know what? Let's try that for the satisfying clicky clack. Awesome. These are cool. I cannot wait to play with these. Doesn't that sound make the brain happy? Makes my brain happy. ASMR. Okay. Some people really love ASMR and some people really do not. I am one of the people who do. Except for scratching sounds. I don't like those. Ugh. Anyway. Alright. So I'll let you go to bed. Thank you, James. That was really cool of you. Alright. So what's stopping me from pursuing my goal as a writer? What derailed me? Self-doubt. Fear of abuse in the public. Flub, I got shiny math rocks. That's what happened. Aren't those beautiful? James got a set for each of us. This is mine. I love it. Lunar silver. Yeah, I think you might be supposed to be collecting them all, actually, Rue. Rue says, I want them all. 100%. Flub says, how beautiful. I have shiny red math rocks. That's awesome. So back to what's stopping you? We have Nutella. We have fuel. Fuel is good. So if something is stopping you, make a list of those things. And then, what would you have to change? In order for these things to not stop you. My journal is wrinkled because of paint on edges, but I'm not giving up, says Flub. You know what? My journal is wrinkled in part from paint on the edges, too. I did that for, this section here. These guys all have paint on the edges. And the pages are a bit wrinkled as a result. So maybe for, going back to our exercise here. Right, for me, this is all internal, is what's stopping me, right? I can do this anytime I want. At least I can pursue it. Now, I can't control whether or not it's going to be successful, right? But I have the time. I have the support. I have the ability, right? A lot of people don't have that. What I lacked was confidence, right? If you're wondering what the crinkling noise is, it's because the cat has found the packaging. And she is playing. So, anyway. Are you playing with the packaging? Are we going to do a cat tax? Are we going to do a cat tax because you are so close? Yes. We're going to do cat tax. No, I don't know if we can because you're a heavy little bit bum right here. Okay. We're going to move our journal out a little bit. We're going to show you. This is a Missy, aka Smokey. She is a chunk. She's my baby. Okay. I'll sit in your lap, she says. Okay. So for me, this is all internal, right? And all I have to do is get my own mental shit together, which I'm doing, right? Now, I don't have any control over the outcome. Ultimately, my goal is, I would like to, okay, honestly, my goals have included things like I wanted to be a best-selling author, I wanted to win awards. Why, right? Do I need external validation? Not really. Oh, you heard her purrs. That's good. Yeah. Right? Okay, do I really need the external validation? Well, it's nice. Recognition, admiration, this is nice. Is it needed? No. Right? But you see, we live in a capitalist society, and generally we have this opinion that if you're not making money at it, it's not worth anything. Right? But the truth is, I want to make money at it only because I don't want to have to do other things while I'm doing it. Right? I want to do this. I want to do, streaming and creative work, and I want to, and I don't want to have to go get a job at the casino in order to pay the bills while I'm doing that, right? So that's why I wanted to make money. But do I really care if it makes money or not at my heart? No, I don't, right? I just care that I can keep doing it because I like it. And that's what I feel I should be doing. That and trying to do stuff like this where I'm reaching out to other people and trying to encourage other people like myself to, find a happier place within, right? Pursue your goals. Have a better mental health. Pursue your dreams of writing. That's why I started Game of Tones, right? Because I like to write and I wanted to encourage other people to write and pursue their dreams of writing. Because, when I feel like, I feel good when I feel like I've made a difference in somebody's life. I don't know. So, that's what I really want and need. So as long as I'm getting that, who gives a shit if I'm making money, right? And the truth is, I'm in a position in my life where I can do that, right? Because, I have a partner who is working, and I'd like to start making some money so that he could dial back some work. He's not a spring chicken anymore. He's 18 years older than I am. I'm 50, right? He would like to retire, right? Or at least, not work full time. I'd like to make a little bit more money at this so that I could facilitate that. But otherwise, I'm in a position where I don't have to care about that. My occasional income that I get from this, which isn't regular, but is some, right? I can legitimately call myself a professional writer because I actually am getting paid for it. I'm just not getting paid a living wage yet, right? So, yeah, but that's what I want to do. So what am I going to do in order to make that happen, right? If I want to get paid at it, what do I have to change in my life in order to make that happen? Well, one thing, I have to write more consistently, right? More consistent and or more frequent creation. I say creation because maybe I want to do art, or like maybe I want to make videos or whatever, but I need to do these things more so that there's material for people to watch, right? And finish what I start. I'm writing a series. I'm behind on the back lore for Game of Tones. I have a million things I haven't fucking finished. I gotta finish them. This is what I need to change to make things happen. Maybe in your life what you need to change is you're working at a full-time job that you fucking hate and it's exhausting, right? And therefore all you have the strength for is to go through day to day in order to make ends meet. And you don't have the time or energy to pursue whatever it is you're trying to do. So what do you need to change? You need to change the fucking job. That's what you need to change, right? Now, how can you do that? This is a hard world where people are struggling. Financial struggles are real. I am not judging anybody for making their decisions based on finances. I have been desperately poor. I do not like it. I have been genuinely hungry. I do not like it. Right? But you can do other things, right? Like, maybe you can get up an hour earlier, and before you go to work, when the house is quiet, you can do some writing, if the writing is your goal, right? Whatever it is, right? Or maybe instead of, maybe take the plunge and see if you can get a student loan, right? Maybe move, right? Maybe it's scary to move, but where you are and the situation you're in is shitful, and you can't do anything while you're there, so you need to move.
It's me.
Right? Maybe you're in a relationship where your partner's not supporting your goals. Trade up, my friends. I'm telling you, trade up. Oh, but then I'll be alone. Yeah, but if you're not burdened by somebody who's dragging you down, it's better. Even if you are alone, trust me. I've been through some shitful relationships, and I've been alone, and I'm telling you. See, Faye will tell you, right? Faye's agreeing with me. You can find that person who will treat you right. You do not need to put up with less than. If they're
not being alone is still better. I promise.
Right. Maybe you got little kids at home. I remember when there were little kids at home, I had a real hard time writing. So, you know what I did? I would get a babysitter on Saturdays, and I would go over to a friend's house, and I would write with them. You can make these little spaces of time. Think about the kind of things you would need to do. So now we're talking about, what are some practical steps that I can take to eliminate obstacles to my goals. And then we're going to break this down. Right now, we'll call it stepped. As in, what are some practical ways I can divide my time in order to do this? Right? What A's and B's do I have to do to get to C's? Right? And then last, long term. What's, some things that I just cannot do right now, but I should put on the agenda for doing. So what Sunny's talking about there is kind of what I'm thinking of for the steps, right? I'm thinking of having an hour whenever I'm able to do so to work on my writing. Yes. Regular 1 hour a day, if you are not too sick or too broken. You could do that. So what can I do right now? Continue my therapy work. That I can do. Continue bullet journaling, because it helps me to use my time more efficiently. and helps my mental health. So I'll put that down. Yeah, because Sunny says, yush, break down time what you need to work on into chunks of time. An hour for got, an hour for just your writing, and if there are edits to be done, an hour for that. It doesn't have to be all in one day, just an hour of doing something that needs to be done. And that actually is a great idea and what I was about to approach. What is this that I'm doing, Sable? Flub asks. This was a suggestion from Fantasine for my self-care bingo this month. Dream big. Right? We're doing an exercise to pursue our dreams. You might want to check out the VOD, actually. And ways in which we can pursue them, right? So steps. Divide my time more effectively. Now, I am terrible with blocking out time in a schedule. This will not fucking work for me. I have tried that in every incarnation. It's one of the reasons why pre-arranged planners never did it for me. Why I had to go to bullet journaling and do it myself, right? Because I get up at different times. I go to bed at different times. I eat at different times. Different shit happens to make things more complicated in my life, whatever. Okay? Right? Times. Bah. You know? I have to start at 8 o'clock and end at 10. This is not going to happen. You notice I'm late for my journal or for my stream just about every day, right? I'm terrible with the schedule. But as long as I don't actually have to start it at any particular time, I can do that. So, I like Sunday suggestion. 1 hour. I've got 1 hour of my own writing. One hour other creative goals, which would include editing shorter forms of these videos, the bullet journaling videos, right? Would include the bullet journaling itself. Actually, yeah. Like the creation of the bullet journal, not the filling out of it. The filling out would be a separate thing. Maybe it includes painting. Each day. If I could only do 3 hours of work in a day, that would be a lazy day for me. It's just I'm not directed with it. This is why I say I have to be more efficient with my time. Now what can I do over the long term? Submit more short stories. In order to do that, I gotta fucking write them, though. Finish Toy Soldier series. Start Weird West series again. Finish God Backlore. Finish Got novels. Kickstarters. More self-promo. sorry about that. Or sit for interaction. Honestly, this is... because books sell by word of mouth. Even in the modern day, word of mouth. All right, these are my suggestions for what I'm doing for myself. Hopefully you guys have come up with your own ideas about where you're going with what you're doing. And I hope this has been helpful to people who, like me, often struggle with making goals because it seems like life sets itself up that if I want to make a house of cards, it's gonna knock it down, right? As Sunny points out, this plan of mine, right, which I can use my journal to mark out and indicate, like I can, in this section here, my things to do in a day, right? Here's my current month, right? I can write down 1 hour got and check it off. 1 hour own work, check it off. And 1 hour other creative thing and check it off, right? And I can keep track of that. That's what this is for. You know, if I keep it up steadily throughout a month, maybe I'll make that one of my extra credit goals, right? Or maybe I'll make that one of my, you know, projects and goals in this section. So Sunny says this is a set 3 hours. Or this is 3 set hours. Those hours will happen and it's a start to build and find your balance so you don't burn out. Burn out bad, getting back into habits, start small, valid. Under the writing, I also tend to group the brainstorming and outlining for the stories. Absolutely, nobody said you had to write any particular thing, right? And if I'm feeling particularly spicy about any of those 3 things, I go back to them and work on them for another 30 to 60 minutes. Yeah. See, what I'm thinking of doing is, I'll make sure I do these. And then after that, whatever, right? Sky's the limit. I can do whatever I want after that. My hour of writing time starts in 8 minutes. Okay, we're going to end the stream soon, so you'll be on time, right? And if people want to write, I can do that. We can do some group battles if you want to for the words. Sunny says, when sick, do things that you can do in bed with a notepad and a pen or something like this. Yeah, right? Or, you know, my laptop. I seriously thought about writing in bed with my laptop yesterday. I will probably do that today. All right. Comments, questions, thoughts? I'm like, you guys, I'm totally like testing this as I go, right? This is not a system that is like tried and true, and if you just do this, it'll all work out for you. This is what I came up with for myself, and I thought it might work for us as a group, and this is why I thought, let's do this together and see what happens. And again, I wanted to thank Fantasine for the suggestion. I don't know if this is what she had in mind, anything quite this structured, but I'm really glad she came up with the idea because I think it was really good for me. And now I have direction and feel that I can go somewhere. We're now going to mark this off. Yeah, it's an experiment to see what works. Exactly. They must have been called away from the mic.
No, I'm here.
Okay.
What?
I was just asking if you had any comments, questions, or thoughts before we call the end of the stream. What do you think of this exercise? Do you think it might be helpful?
Possibly.
Okay. You're not too sure, though?
I'm not.
Okay. Maybe I can help. Where are you struggling?
Audio processing decided to be a problem, and I was trying to read what you were writing for the questions on the paper.
Oh.
But, so yeah, like, I got half of it done.
I mean, fair.
Yeah.
The VOD will be there. So,
Yeah.
if you need to go back over it, and I'll try to turn the captionings on and make sure they're working in YouTube. I haven't been doing that. I should do that. I don't like YouTube's captions. They're always so bad, and I just don't have time to correct them with their system. It's such a mess. Oh, you... You know, there's another thing I was disappointed by. Notebook Therapy had this pen case that fit Tombo's, and I really want it because I hate the package that it's in with a passion. Because shit falls out all the time. It's just this plastic. I mean, I understand it, but... And I love the Tombos. But... I need better equipment. Because this is bullshit. Okay. The set time thought. Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you, Sonny.
No.
Yes, I...
Yay.
Okay, I think that's it for today. Next time, I will show you guys my year in books layout. And I don't know what else I'm going to do. I had an idea. You see, okay, I'll tell you guys about it, but I'm not sure I'm going to do it. So here, I'm throwing it out. It depends on a lot of things. Like, okay, so my mom suffers from dementia. This is something that people may or may not know. Most of you probably know, because it's not like I'm not public about it. Right? Now, my relationship with my mom has been checkered because she was undiagnosed, untreated bipolar with psychotic breaks for a lot of my life. And I have some PTSD as a result of the abuse, right? Now, it's complicated though, because it's not like mom didn't seek help. It's just that the system didn't know what to do with her, right? She didn't get diagnosed until after I had moved out. Is she guiltless? No. But is she guilty? Also no, right? It's complicated. Anyway, she's not really that person anymore. We've done a lot of work through it, right? She's medicated now, right? But then she, is diagnosed with dementia. And it can be difficult because sometimes the way that she behaves with her dementia reminds me of the things when she was not quite in her right mind when I was a kid, and I find it triggering. But I have a thought, right? I want to do things to have a better relationship with my mom, but I wasn't sure what. But then I thought of this, and I'm like, I've noticed that my memory for tasks and things I have to buy and stuff like that has significantly improved since I've started doing this. It's not just that this keeps track of the shit for me. It's almost like it teaches me how to remember it. Right? It's changing the way I think, which is awesome, right? Because the stuff they have taught, they teach it for neurotypical people. I'm neurodiverse. Some of it doesn't work for me. This works for me. So I'm wondering if maybe it would help Mom, right? Since she has dementia, surely things that keep track of her memories and her tasks would be really helpful. So I think I'm going to make her a journal, right? But I want to do it with her here, right? If she consents to be filmed about it, then I probably won't live stream that, but I'll record it and air it. And if she doesn't, then I will talk about it, right? So I'm not sure, where to go with that, right? Be aware that people who suffer from dementia will often say whacked out things, right? Because instead of yellow connecting with bulldozer, red connects with bulldozer, right? So don't be too stunned if something comes out of Mom's mouth that makes you go, what? It's just part of the condition, right? So anyway, that's my thoughts. Maybe I can do that next week. Thanks for being here, Faye. I'm sorry you were so quiet. Thank you. I hope I haven't been difficult.
No. Love.
And thank you, all of you, for being here. We're going to find someone to raid.
Angel in Darkness is up.
That sounds perfect. All right. In the meantime, remember that somebody loves you, and I will be back tomorrow at my usual time, theoretically, if I'm not more sick than I am now, at roughly noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. in the UK. Oh, and this is still running. 8 p.m. in the UK and 7 a.m. Australian Eastern Time. Our raid shout is Chaos Commencing. Because we are the Chaos Gremlins. Thank you all so much. And if you're here for the bullet journaling, I'll see you next week. Have a good time zone, everybody.